Okay. I believe it's part 3 now. Are we live? Is it working? Are you gonna stop fucking with me, OBS? No. It's dropping frames. I don't get it. It keeps saying encoding overloaded. The connection keeps dumping in and out. My internet's fine. I actually have it loaded on my phone here. That's gay. That's very gay. Oh, let's just keep going at it until I finish my list here, because I got a list of shit that I'm gonna talk about in this stream. These, hopefully not more than 3 streams. So I think I was talking about life mechanisms. I don't remember. But the complexity that life has evolved to, and if you look at life on Earth and how a lot of ecosystems are codependent on one another, or within themselves there's codependency. How certain animals live in certain areas and eat certain plants that are in those areas, or I was gonna say vice versa, but no, I don't. Well, I guess there is one plant that technically eats insects. So yeah, I guess vice versa. How everything came together just fucking right in ways that people are still, science is still figuring out to this day. All without purpose, right? It just happened. It just came about. And there's no design to that. There's no intelligence behind this insane complexity and how it interlocks with itself to create, let's just say, nature. I know, again, low tier argument. I don't care. Without intelligent design. Makes no sense. But atheists will try and try and try. And fail and fail and fail. And fail some more. And then cope and seethe. To explain. And it never makes sense. It's all just gibberation. It's all just atheist prattle. My science. Oh, the biology. You go talk to a scientist, they'll explain it to you. No, they won't. I've never actually spoken to a scientist, but I've seen plenty of them speak. We have the internet, and I've never gotten a full account of the natural world from not even just one of them, from putting everything I've ever heard from any of them together. Still doesn't account for things better than God done it. And God did do it, my friends. He did. I'm watching my my bit rate here, my streaming bit rate. It's going from like thousands down to the hundreds. I wonder why that is. Maybe my internet is fucking up, but I don't think so. Because like I said, everything else is working. What about the complexity outside of the natural world? What about the complexity within your mind? The human psyche? The fact that people go fucking crazy trying to discern right from wrong or to discern a purpose for themselves in the world. And the inner battles that people fight. All of the things that are mind dependent, all of these concepts, and how we interact with them and how we grapple with them, all by accident? No. You see, Christianity also has a much better explanation for all of that. Because that's the atheist viewpoint. It's all by accident. It just happened, bro. Just go with it. We can't explain it. We can describe it, but we can't explain it. You can have descriptive elements to it, right? Like if I say this beautiful little Toshiba tube TV sitting next to my microphone here is black. He black. And it has buttons. And it has a VCR. And it's got a nice screen, glass screen that's kind of rounded. And it's got electronics inside. This one is a lot newer, so it's all solid state. It doesn't have tubes and other fun electrical components. It's all kind of chip-based and diode-based. And maybe triodes. I don't know. I haven't... That's another thing I've abandoned. Not just the evolution and keeping up to date on that stuff. I haven't watched any of my TV repair videos in a while. And I haven't even taken a TV apart in a very long time either. And this human condition, right? The nature of good and evil, and you'll get atheists saying that good and evil don't even exist. Well, good and evil are, again, concepts. They're mind dependent. And for any, let's just get the tag argument out of the way, because I need a cough button. You know, guys in radio, they'll quick mute their mics so they can cough. The nature of good and evil. Oh yeah, the tag argument. Don't fault me. I've had a long day here. My mind's still working at like 50%, and I'm still crushing atheism. I'm already a retard. I'm already not the sharpest tool in the shed, and my mind's working slow, and I'm still destroying you people. 'Cause you got nothing. And you never will. So the tag argument. I'm going to put it very basically. Concepts exist. Things like logic. The laws of logic. The laws of thought. The law of identity. Mathematics. These things exist. But not in a physical sense. They are concepts. And concepts are mind dependent. They don't exist anywhere in the world. You need to have a mind to be able to understand and present them. And these things existed before, even granting evolution, let's say, before the first fully conscious and aware human mind. When there was just the primordial soup, well, the laws of logic still existed then. The law of identity still existed then. That single-celled organism in the primordial soup was still that single-celled organism, even though it didn't even know it. It didn't even have a capacity to know anything. Another thing atheists can't really account for is knowledge, but that's for another time. Now, if these things existed before humans did, and they're mind-dependent, logically it follows that there was a mind present before humans. That mind is God. Now, that's a very elementary presentation of the tag argument. Unfortunately, it's the best I'm willing to do right now. Again, you want to really learn about it, go watch guys like Jay Dyer, Jim Bob, Kotel. Dozens and dozens of others on YouTube can put things much more coherently, eloquently, and, at least in Jim Bob's case, more entertainingly, if that's even a word, than I do. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about the human condition. Let's talk about human nature. Let's talk about what goes on in, yes, even you atheists, in your piddly little mind, within your spirit, which you don't believe exists, the things you grapple with day to day. When you walk past a homeless man, and you think, you feel that drive. I want to help him. I wish he would get his shit together and live a more fulfilling and happy life, even though you don't know he could be very fulfilled doing what he's doing. And you think, you know what? I got $5 in my pocket. I can give that to him. And as you're walking up to him, he looks at you and he sees you're looking at him. And he's already got that in his mind. He's going to ask you for some money. And when you get close enough, he's going to ask you. But before you get there, you're thinking, but you know what? What if he's just a drug addict? What if he's going to take this $5 from me and wait for the next guy and get another $5 and then just go buy some crack? Or what if he's just going to take it and as soon as he's got enough money, go in and buy some beer? Obviously a lot more socially acceptable, but still, as a bum, you would think, I'll give him money, he needs food. Maybe he's, his clothes are all beat up. Maybe he's going to go get himself a new jacket or a new pair of socks, because I'm sure his socks are a complete solid object at this point. He's got to take a hammer and chisel to get those socks off him. And then you feel bad because you're like, but I want to help him, but I don't know if I should. That's just one thing out of, millions that I could have picked to explain that thing of good and evil, that struggle within the human mind. And I guess, I'm not trying to sound more like Jordan Peterson when I talk about this stuff, but it's there. I'm not going to get too in-depth. I'm not going to start pretending like I know all this about psychology. But, by and large, in my experience, I did take 2 years of it in school. Christianity has a better understanding, a better explanation of the human condition, of our natures and our struggles with good and evil, better than modern psychology ever could, or ever has, and dare I say ever will. So yes, ever could. The concept of sin. Now, atheists don't believe in sin, but atheists would also agree, at least I hope most of you would, that murder is wrong. But then why is it wrong? Where are you getting this idea in your head, it's wrong to kill somebody? It's wrong to go ape-ray a woman. Pedophilia is wrong. I gotta mix up my words so the algorithm doesn't fuck with me too hard. Incest is wrong. Well, by the atheist view, especially the more libertarian kind of mindset of, do as thou wilt as long as you don't hurt me or take my stuff. This is an example that Jim Bob has brought up a few times, and I really like it, so I'm going to steal it from him. Sorry, Jim Bob. Why can't, under your view, two brothers get married? Not even married. Why can't they just live together, two brothers, and be gay together, and then adopt kids and have their little family. But every night, these two brothers are putting it in each other's butts. You know, they're not creating any incest babies. It's not like a brother and sister do it and then have kids and the kids come out all fucked up. Why is that wrong? Well, from your view, atheists, it's not. Inherently, there's nothing wrong with it. Where did that view in society come from then, that incest is wrong? Well, it's a biblical thing. It's a sin. Murder is a sin. Why is murder wrong? To end something's life? Well, you never know. You could go kill somebody, but if you didn't kill them, maybe a couple months later, they would have developed fucking, pancreatic cancer, which I've heard is a pretty bad one, or bone cancer. And then they would live out the rest of their short days after that in fucking agony. So, hey, you did them a favor, right? By killing them. You saved them a whole hell of a lot of pain and anguish. So is it wrong for you to kill them? Well, I mean, in a purely atheistic viewpoint, no, it's not. No, there's nothing wrong with it. Give me 1 second to refill my drink. So there's nothing wrong with these sins, right? What's going on? Headphones. What are you doing? What are you doing? 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Back off the mic, man. Jesus, blowing my eardrums out. Yeah, sin is sin for a reason. The things that are considered sin over what, I don't know how long ago. I'm not one of these young earth creationists that really believes literally the years in the Bible are the same years that we consider years, as far as like the Gregorian calendar. So some say what? 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. It could be 20,000 for all we know. But it's not, it ain't no fucking billions. So since God gave Moses the fucking tablet with the sins, the 10 Commandments, and then other sins that were kind of created after that, or discerned after that. Because, it doesn't say thou shalt not rape. But I would consider that rape is definitely a sin in God's eyes. That has lasted throughout thousands of years. Let's be really, really conservative with this. I'll give the atheists this much, so I'm not trying to say, oh, it's been going on for hundreds, thousands of years. Let's say 5,000 years ago, Moses received the 10 Commandments from God. And those have stuck around in most societies throughout human history and are still laws to this day. At least let's look at America. If you look at the 10 Commandments, stealing is illegal, killing is illegal. You've let go of some of those, but the very concept of morality is what our laws are based off of. Well, some of them. It seems less and less as the days go by. Now, again, I've argued with atheists about morality, some of them like to say that morality is subjective, and I mean, I honestly don't even see a point in talking to people that stupid. You cannot say morality is subjective. Because then, let's just say everything is subjective. If morality is subjective, then, hey, Jeffrey Dahmer, maybe he thought what he was doing was good. If morality is subjective, hey, I'm gonna go out and fuck me a 5-year-old. Nothing wrong with it, right? It's subjective. It depends on the person. No, you're insane. You moral subjectivists really are the lowest of the low. It all comes from above. The morality, the reason that we have right and wrong, or good and evil, as we will call it, we wouldn't have this ingrained within us if something didn't put it here. Again, why? What's the purpose? What's the purpose of doing the right thing? How do we even know what is right and what is wrong without there being some kind of authoritative entity? I don't want to reduce God to an entity, but you get what I'm saying. Now, I did have on my list here Scientards and the scientism faith, and I was going to get into that whole thing, but I really don't fucking feel like it. That is a whole shit-filled rabbit hole. It just disgusts me and makes me want to be angry, and I don't like being angry. Anger is so bad. But some of you fucking people, man, ugh. I'll say this much. The whole belief system, the worldview that the scientismos, the scientards hold to, all of it, and you can say all of it as a whole, or all of it as in all the parts of it put together, or looked at individually, especially the Big Bang, it's just, if not more, faith-based as Christianity or belief in God is. Because again, like I said earlier, you don't have access to any of that. I personally have access to God. I have experienced God in my life in many ways. You've never experienced the Big Bang. You've never experienced evolution. You've never experienced half the shit they tell you is going on in deep space. Your whole worldview, your whole universe view is more faith-based than mine is. And yet mine makes more sense when really put to the test through logic. God makes more logical sense than the Big Bang or evolution does. If you don't believe me, again, I defer to Mr. Jim Bob. Go talk to him about it, because he'll really run you through the fucking ringer. Now I'm a little pressed for time here. I gotta feed my cat in a little bit. She's gonna start bothering me. And I've been going for an hour. I know this stream was gonna be a little longer than I usually do. And again, this is all just entry level. All of this can be broken down even further. I just kind of want to cover the bases that I put together the other day when I wrote this little bullet point list. And when I get this show going even further, and yeah, I'll debate people. I'll bring people on. I won't do like debate bro style debates, not my thing. But I'd be glad to bring people on here and completely fucking wreck them. And insult them and call them names too. Yeah, if you ever jump on with me, you're going to be insulted. I'm going to call you a fucking retard. I'm going to probably, while you're talking, if you say something really dumb, I'm just going to go, duh! Yeah, I'm one of those guys. But you know what? I think it works. If I get under your skin and then you start spurging even more, you're going to lose your train of thought, and then I can keep imbuing the truth within you. Thank you very much. Now, a couple more points here. And these I don't necessarily want to spend too much time on. And I'm looking over this list and why I put these things together. I mean, demonology. Why did I even put demonology? I am not equipped to talk on that. I'm not a church father. But I guess I can touch on it on a very, very surface level way. But, you know, the divine image in man, I did bring that up earlier, how what separates us from the animals. If you ask an atheist, they would say, well, nothing. We are animals. We came from monkeys, for fuck's sake. Which, like I said, the logical entailment of that is that for probably as slow as they say evolution is, a couple 100,000 years, there were just human beings out there. Neanderthals, whatever. Fucking monkeys. So, again, as far as as far as sin goes and morality, let's take bestiality off that list too, because according to you guys, we're products of it. So it's okay. Come here, kitty. I'm gonna get some real pussy tonight. I need to calm down. I do need to calm down a little. The divine image is what separates us from the animals. We were made in the image of God. A chimpanzee, a gorilla, an ape was not made in the image of God. Hence why they fling their own shit around. I mean, do you see people... okay, bad point. There's plenty of people doing that. And my favorite point, because I get this a lot. I have my father is an atheist, and not as much as I used to. I'm kind of giving up. But when I do talk to him about it, him and his fucking girlfriend. I was gonna say another word there, but I shouldn't. She's not that bad. Okay, never mind. They always bring up, oh, if God's real, then why is the world so fucked up? Why do bad things happen? Why do kids die of cancer? Why did my mother have to die when she was only in her 40s? Why did my dog die? I love my dog so much. I'm gonna cry about it. It's like, what kind of elementary ass argument is that? Why do bad things happen? Well, that's also explained under the Christian worldview. Go read Genesis. It's not even that far into Genesis. You don't have to read even a quarter of the way through it. It's called the fall. The fall of man. You know, the snake told Eve to eat the apple, and Adam came, and he's like, yeah, let me try it. And it's not an apple. It's not literally an apple, you fools. And they go, we all eat apples. Yeah, it wasn't an apple. It was the fruit of the tree of knowledge. Why is my phone going off? Who is bothering me? Who's bothering me? Who dares disturbeth mine live stream? Mine a live stream? I'm not German, by the way. I don't want anyone thinking I'm German. So that is why sin came into the world. God isn't just up there controlling everything. We're not Calvinists here. We believe in free will. I don't even, again, I'm not super well versed even in Christianity. There are other more authoritative figures that could speak on this better than me, but to my understanding, God doesn't know what's going to happen before it happens. We have free will. And that free will can be influenced by demons, by Satan. That's why people do fucked up shit. That's why fucked up things happen. We're allowed to suffer, and we're allowed to suffer for a reason. The whole, oh, if God's real, why does bad things happen? Again, I said it's a very elementary argument. It's weak. Because if you grew up your whole life and nothing bad ever happened to you, not even one little smidge of a bad thing, what kind of person would you be? Suffering is essential for you to grow. Hey men out there, atheist men, if I can even call you that. Would you be a man today if you didn't make a couple fucking mistakes along the way? If you didn't suffer through the consequences of your own mistakes, and maybe through things other people brought onto you? You grew spiritually. I mean, even, let's break this down even to the physical level. When you go work out, which I need to do more of with my small shoulders, shout out to Jim Bob, you're making yourself suffer. But there's a purpose behind it. There's telos. Wow, look, back to telos again. And after you do that enough times, you have gains. You suffer, and you're better off on the other side because of it. And it's the, oh, well, what about the kid that gets brain cancer when she's 4 years old and she has to die? And you know what? Let's take the more pragmatic view, like I said earlier. Hey, she just got saved. She's probably going to heaven because kids automatically do, whether they're Christian or not. They don't reach that age where they're even able to be judged. She just got saved from a whole world of shit. So again, from your atheist pragmatic view, there's really nothing wrong with that. Wrecked again. Again. Now the rest of these, I was going to talk about demonology and how, people have never changed. It's always been the same issues that man's dealt with over time. It's always the same, sexual deviancy, anger, thievery, selfishness, whatever, all of that stuff. How it's never changed throughout recorded human history. And why that would be, if we're evolving, you think we'd evolve to be better after this long? No, clearly not, because it's a spiritual issue. It's demons. I was going to talk about how that makes more sense than just saying humans are evil, which even a sort of prominent Christian YouTuber by the name of Jesse Lee Peterson likes to push that belief. Human nature's evil. Human nature's evil. Well, no, it's not. We're inherently good. Most of us just fall victim to the demon. And I was going to talk about New Agers, but again, the New Age thing, that's a whole stream of its own. I would love to tear some New Agers a new ass, because they're all retarded! And how even their beliefs, even the New Agers, weird, spiritual, I'm spiritual, I'm not religious, all of that falls flat without belief in God. And I'll admit, a lot of New Agers do believe in God, right? Not God, not the Christian God. They believe in a higher being, kind of like AA does. And AA is a fucking joke. I could make a whole stream on how AA is retarded too. And I was gonna talk about Jesus and how, Jesus is God, therefore Jesus is truth. Why Jesus had to do what he did, why everything went the way it did in the Bible. Again, stuff I'm not really qualified to talk about, but I have an elementary understanding of them and was going to share that. But I'll just end with this, because those are all kind of their own streams. And I've been going for about an hour and a half now. Or an hour and 10, I think. I think I started at like 6:15. So an hour and 10. 6:15. What am I talking about? 18:15. I use military time. Oh. No! No, no, no. Oh, it's back. Okay, good. I was going to say, not while I'm ending. Come on, man. I wouldn't piss on you, atheist, if you were on fire. Well, actually, I wouldn't. I would, hopefully go get some water and put you out. And then be like, did you know that your life just got saved by a Christian? It wasn't me that saved your life. It was God working through me. And then I'd hand you a Bible. And I'd tell you, hey, go to don't go to Pastor Bob's church up the street. Go to an Orthodox church. Go to liturgy. If you seek the truth, you will find it. If you really seek the truth, not the physical truth, not the scientific truth. Is that a word? Scientific? Scientific? Scientismic? I don't care how you say it. It's all bullshit. It's all missing the mark. It's all just low-level physical world stuff. But the truth will find you if you really want it. You just have to stop hating your parents because they made you go to church when you were a kid. Get over it. And really, really re-examine the faith. And don't do it from a point of, I hate God. I want to read the Bible and point out all the contradictions. This doesn't even make sense. I'm going to go to church and just sit there in my Linux t-shirt and my fedora and scratch my neck beard while the pastor talks and be like, oh, well, you know what he just said? That's not even real, man. Like, actually, don't be one of those guys. Really go into it with a slightly open mind. Don't open your mind too much, because then, your brain might fall out. But, I mean, what do you guys have to lose as atheists? What brain do you have up there? All right, and with that, I am out. It is 7:30. It's time to feed my cat, and I'm going to make myself dinner. Goodbye, atheists. Cope hard.